Cheevo, guys!
What up, guys? This is
Cheevo, guys!
back here again with another achievement guide. Today we're going to be focusing on 50 years. This game is published by Xitilon and it is developed by Alexandr Golovkin. This game just released yesterday on November 11th, 2020 for $4.99. Now it's going to take anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes to get your full 1000 gamer score, depending on if you're able to do it in one run or not. Now, I know by now you guys are used to like a 5-minute Xitilon completion. However, again, this one is going to take anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes, and I have confirmed with the publisher that it's not going to be updated to be any easier. So this is as easy as it's going to get, guys. Don't worry about it getting updated to get any easier. The only thing that will get updated on this game is it will eventually have another 1000 gamer score for a total of 2000. However, that update won't be coming until the beginning of the new year. Once the update is released, I'll make sure to upload a guide for the second 1000 gamer score. Anyhow, so let's get started. What you want to do is start up a game on easy. At first, it's going to have you select which nation you want. We're going to choose the Greeks because you start off with a Minotaur. This is a huge advantage because these dudes are pretty beast mode and they take out a lot of enemies by themselves. Now on year 1, you start off with 1000 coins. That's enough to hire 1 peasant and 1 swordsman. After that, you want to go to end the year. That's going to advance to the next year. Every time you advance a year, your peasants make money. So the key is to make sure that you keep building up your peasants because each peasant makes 100 coins per year. So every time you advance a year, each one of those peasants that you have collects 100 coins. So if you build up a lot of peasants, you're going to gain a lot of coins every year. So at first, you want to start up to build up your peasants. That way you can collect a lot of coins. However, you do want to make sure that you at least hire 1 swordsman in the beginning of the game, just in case you end up in any battles. The game is extremely easy the first 10 years, so no need to hire any additional swordsmen until you get past year 10, especially considering we're playing on the very easy difficulty. Now, every time you end a year, you're either going to end up in a battle, or it's just going to let you start upgrading again. These battles are unavoidable and you need to make sure that your army is large enough to defeat these enemies, otherwise you will have to start at the beginning of the game. Ultimately, our goal here is to get to year 50. Now eventually you're going to run into this opportunity to make a deal with the chicken devil. You want to make sure to choose deal for killing. What that's going to do is that's going to automatically kill the first enemy in every single battle moving forward. However, you're going to have a curse which ends up killing you at the end of the game. But no big deal, it doesn't disable any of the achievements and we could still get that full 1000 gamer score. Making that deal makes the game a lot easier because your first enemy will automatically get eliminated every time. Now I just got my achievement for reaching year 10. Ultimately, we have to reach year 50. Now eventually, it's going to let you know that a den has been discovered. At first, it's a zombie chicken den. I think it's the first one that you run into. You just need to make sure that you enter the den and eliminate all of the zombie chickens, and you're going to end up unlocking an achievement for clearing your first den. That is the only den that you have to clear in the game. You will get other opportunities to go into other dens. However, I recommend avoiding this because it's not required for any of the other achievements. Now, as you can see, right now, I'm still building up my peasants and my swordsmen, just because you want to make sure that you have enough to make sure that you don't die in terms of the swordsman, but at the same time keep building up your peasants so that you can make more money every single year. Do not worry about buying a Minotaur at first because it's totally unnecessary. At first, you want to make sure that you're building up your peasants because ultimately that is key in collecting a lot of coins and being able to afford more expensive items. Now eventually, once you have 9 peasants, you're going to be required to collect or build a farm. Once you build a farm, you're going to be able to feed more of your people and you'll be able to hire more peasants, more swordsmen, more people in your army. So yeah, you're going to find that here and there as your army grows, you're going to need to build more and more chicken farms. As you can see right now, I have 10 peasants and now I'm making 1000 coins every time I advance a year because again, each peasant makes 100 coins a year. Now I can finally afford a Minotaur, so I'm going to go ahead and hire him. And now I'm going to be able to defeat enemies a lot faster because again, the Minotaur is pretty beast mode. Now, once you max out on the amount of people that you can hire, you can upgrade their buildings. For instance, if I want to hire more peasants, I can upgrade the town hall. Or if I want to upgrade the amount of swordsmen I can hire, I can go ahead and build a barrack. If I build a barrack, I can hire more swordsmen, and ultimately that is the goal, is to have a huge army, because once you get to year 50, you're going to be facing a pretty big army, and you want to make sure that you have enough personnel to defeat them. Anyhow, so we're going to keep maxing out the amount of hires that we can have per category. And as you do that, you'll need to build more chicken farms, you'll need to upgrade the bases. But again, your main focus should be trying to build up the amount of peasants that you have, because ultimately that's how you get more and more coins every year. Now, once you complete year 21, you're going to have an upgrade opportunity. These upgrades are called beliefs, and there's 5 total upgrades for each belief. However, we only need to upgrade the first one on each of the beliefs to get the belief related achievements. Now, it's okay, you won't need to play the game more than once. As long as you can get to year 50, you're going to have 5 upgrade opportunities, and you'll be able to upgrade the first level of each belief category. So that's going to knock out all of the upgrade related achievements. Just make sure that you choose a different belief category every time you have an opportunity to upgrade. Now, keep an eye when you're battling, because at the end of a battle, it will show if any of your army died in battle, and you want to keep an eye on that. For instance, I just lost a swordman, so first thing I want to do is hire a swordman to replace him, because if you're not paying attention to which soldiers are dying, then eventually, your army can get real small real quick, and then before you know it, you're not able to win a battle. You want to go into each of these battles prepared with a big army, that way you don't have to start the game over again. Once you get to year 25, you're going to unlock the half achievement. That one's worth 100 gamer score. Now, if I want to be able to hire more minotaurs, you'll need to upgrade the minotaur maze. Let's see how much it costs. If you didn't select the Greeks, you actually have to purchase 2 other buildings before you're even able to build a minotaur maze. So that's the advantage of starting as the Greeks, is not only do you get a minotaur, but you can hire other minotaurs right away without having to build other buildings. Now, once I got to year 6, I had my second upgrade opportunity, and I made sure to choose the second belief category, which unlocked the Legends of Miners achievement worth 100 gamer score. That was for upgrading the first faith skill in that particular category. Now, as you can see, I can hire knights now. I highly recommend building a stable once you have enough money flowing, just because the stable enables you to hire knights. Knights are also really good in battle. Eventually, I recommend upgrading your stable enough to be able to hire about 12 knights. So you're going to find that in the next few minutes, I'm going to start building the stable up to be able to hire more and more knights. I want to have a ton of knights in my army, and I want to have maybe like 3 minotaurs. If you have like 12 knights, 3 minotaurs, and about 8 or so swordsmen, you should be able to get all the way to year 50 and complete the game. The hardest levels are year 40, year 49, and year 50. So make sure that you're prepared for those battles, and that you don't have any empty slots, and that you've maxed out on the amount of hirings that you can have for each personnel. Now, fun fact, you can press call on the militia if you don't have any army left, and that will let the peasants battle. Basically, if there wasn't no army, the people are defending themselves. So you always have a lot of peasants. So if you ever need to, you can call on your peasants in battle, and they can help you win a battle last resort. However, if you don't call them into the battle before it starts, and then all of your knights and minotaurs end up dying, then the game would end even though you have peasants left. So make sure that on the last level on year 50 that you call upon all of your peasants as well. So as you can see, I've been upgrading the stable. Now I can hire 6 knights. Right now I'm in the early 30s in terms of the years. We have about 20 more years to go. And as you can see, I have about 30 peasants at about year 32. So just make sure that you're on similar track with where I am in terms of the amount of peasants that you have. If you have 30 peasants, you're making 3,000 coins every year. And once I got to year 33, I had my 3rd upgrade opportunity, and I got the Legends of the Forest achievement worth 100 gamer score for upgrading the first faith skill in the Legends of the Forest category. Now, as you can see, I can hire up to 9 knights, 1 minotaur, 8 swordsmen, and 30 peasants. Now let's see, I think it's about time that we get our second Minotaur, guys. This is going to require us to upgrade the Minotaur maze. It costs about 4,000 coins to upgrade your first Minotaur maze, so make sure that you save up for that one. Either that or, have 30 peasants, so you can pretty much make that in 1 year. Now, even at year 35, 15 years away from the end of the game appears to still be really easy. I know we're on very easy difficulty, but I want to foreshadow that the game does get a lot harder at the end, so you don't want to take your foot off of the gas just yet. Make sure that you keep building up your army, because ultimately, if you can afford it, the bigger army, the better. Let's see, I'm going to upgrade my stable, that way I can hire a little more knights. I want up to 15 knights, that sounds about a good number to me. As you can see, I have a pretty big army compared to the CPU right now, but again, we're not even into the 40s yet. At year 38, I got my 4th upgrade opportunity, got another achievement worth 100 gamer score. This one's called the Temple of Defenders, for upgrading my first skill in the Temple of Defenders category. We only have one more upgrade achievement left. Now, once you get to the early 40s, late 30s, you should be making a lot of money. Right now, again, I have 30 peasants, so I'm still making 3,000 coins every year. Personally, I found that 30 peasants was a pretty good number. If you upgrade it any more than that, the town hall gets really expensive once you have a lot of peasants. So just keep that in mind. Once you get to year 40, you're going to unlock an achievement called a Tough Year with 100 gamer score. And that's because we're going to have to face 3 Hydra bosses in the next battle, so make sure that you go into the next battle prepared. To do this, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the Minotaur maze so that I can hire another Minotaur. It appears I didn't have enough money to hire the 3rd one quite yet. However, my army was still able to handle the Hydras. Now that we're on to the next year, I have another 3,000 coins, and I can go ahead and purchase my 3rd Minotaur, as well as some knights because I lost some in the last battle. We're going to continue on, battling through, nice and easy, and next I'm going to go ahead and hire some knights just because that's the one personnel that I am not maxed out on yet. I can't even afford to max out the knights quite yet, just because I lost some in that Hydra battle. Now we have the 5th upgrade opportunity at year 43. That's the last upgrade related achievement worth another 100 gamer score. So year 43, we're going to go ahead and advance to year 44. What? Only 6 enemies on the 44th level. That was kind of weak, but super easy. We're going to max out the knights. We're going to build another building. I'm going to build another stable just so I can hire more knights. The more the merrier. The knights is really, the one personnel that you want to make sure that you have hired a lot of. So if you're following along and you're towards the end of the game as well, you can compare your personnel to my personnel. Again, I have 30 peasants right now. I have 3 Minotaurs, 18 knights, and 12 swordsmen. If you find that you don't have enough food, all you have to do is build a chicken farm, and you will be able to hire more personnel. We're going to advance years. Alright, year 48, look at that. I have a lot of enemies, so I'm glad that I built up a large army. Otherwise, you could die pretty easy facing that many enemies. These battles are all about numbers. You don't want to go into a battle with less than the CPU, because then you're pretty much just getting jumped, and that's not good. And the last thing you want to have to do is restart the game, especially at year 49. So I'm going to upgrade the barracks just so I can build up the army a little bit more with some more swordsmen. And we're going to max that out at 16, 18 knights, 3 Minotaurs. And we should be able to win this fight. Nice and easy. Let's see. As you can see, the CPU has a ton of enemies. However, they're not as strong as the ones that I hired. A matter of fact, their army was so big that all of their personnel didn't even fit on the screen. So it looks like we actually get 6 upgrade opportunities. You get your 6th upgrade opportunity at year 49. Now, once you go into year 50, what you want to do is just make sure that you have 3 Minotaurs and over 15 knights. Here, you can go ahead and call on your militiamen. These are the peasants. You can call on them in battle so that they'll back up the rest of your army. This is the last level in the game, so you can call on all of your peasants just to make sure that you do not lose this final battle. This is by far the most characters that you're going to see on the screen during this playthrough. Hopefully you were able to get through that battle. If so, you have your full 1000 gamer score with this last achievement called Victory. That one is for completing the game as any nation. There we go, full 1000 gamer score. Make sure you guys keep an eye out for the update that adds an additional 1000 gamer score in early 2021. Other than that, I'd like to give a huge thank you to all of my Patreon subscribers. We just hit 18 patrons. I'd like to give a special shout out to everybody in the biggest fan club, including Tim G84, AOJ, The Gaspless, Purple Rain 6, Blackbird, and NL the Dude. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment and don't forget to like and subscribe.